What's up, guys? Blade Master here. Welcome to a frigid, cold, snowy battle between Jaw and EuropeanLion. This is going to be the second game that they are fighting in the Blade Balance Invitational Tournament. Day 3, cast on, I think, day 5. Sorry about that. So, the first game, Jaw won with backshear rather convincingly. He had some key units left over at the end of the battle against Pontus, which EuropeanLion brought. The biggest reason I think that Pontus failed was a couple of a bit of mismicro on EuropeanLion's part, and I feel like a little bit of not the best utilization of pikes, and more importantly, didn't use his cav all that well, especially his horse archers. Let's see what faction he's brought in the second game. He has brought Carthage, and Jaw has brought Pergamon, and it looks like we're fighting in Mons Regius. Pergamon against Carthage. Now this is there's a battle like this in my channel. I think I took Pergamon and I fought against Carthage. But Pergamon has been significantly buffed since then. For one, Pergamene Noble Cav have 1080 cost now, a huge decrease from 1200, which was their original price. So now it's a very interesting choice that you face with Pergamene Cavalry. You can either bring the Pergamene Noble Cav for 1080, who have lower armor than the Hippeus Lancers but higher charge, or you can bring the Hippeus Lancers who have higher armor and slightly higher staying bonus, but staying power, but lower charge than the Pergamene Noble Cav. Pergamene Noble Cav definitely much better cav killers than the Hippeus Lancers, although both of them are pretty decent. We can also see a couple of Tarentine Cav. Looks like a total of 5 Pergamene Noble Cav for Pergamon and for Jaw. Looks like some Balearic Slingers for EuropeanLion, but let's go over what else Jaw's brought at in this game. It looks like he's brought archers, a total of 4 archers, and 2 picked peltists. That's a very strange skirmish combination. It doesn't look like my changes have really taken place yet. I've updated the picked peltists to have heavy mass, which they clearly don't have here. And he's also brought a total of 6 Galatian swords here. So this is a very rushy build not rushy. I don't know if this build is really going to work. I mean, the melee infantry line is just going to crumble against really anything that Carthage can bring. Even half decent mid-tier melee infantry in the Libyan infantry can just destroy these Galatian swords. They're very good at supporting cav engagements, but not good for much else in my opinion. So he really needs to utilize the Pergamene Noble Cav very, very effectively. But that's going to be easier said than done, especially when he's going to come up against this sort of Carthage army. EuropeanLion has brought 3 mercenary Balearic Slingers. So that's going to be a huge threat that Pergamene Noble Cav and the Pergamon roster in general needs to face. 3 mercenary Balearic Slingers. Behind them we see a total of 4 and 5 African pikemen. So huge pike line, that's a huge threat for the Galatian swords. And behind them we see even more melee infantry. We see some mercenary Celtic warriors. It looks like 3 of them. And 4 mercenary Celtic warriors. Some Carthaginian and Scutari cavalry form the cavalry contingent. We see a Libyan mercenary Samnite warrior and a mercenary companion. So yeah, I just don't see how Jaw's really going to be able to win this. The archers need to focus in on 1 Balearic Slinger at a time, kill off as much of the Balearic Slingers before they eventually die, which they absolutely will. He needs to make sure that his Galatian swords don't charge into the front of pikes, which is again easier said than done because that's 5 pikes against 5 Galatian swords. Picked peltists, if they're utilized on the African pikemen, can do a lot of damage, but the thing is, looks like, fuck the commentary, looks like Jaw's going balls deep. The Pergamene Noble Cav charged straight into unsuspecting mercenary Scutari Cav, killing off like 20 of them bitches right off the charge. And the Galatian sword is going to come into support. This is exactly the sort of situation that Pergamon needs. And if he can pull away his Pergamene Noble Cav now, that would be just absolutely peachy. They lose already 1 unit, either from Scutari Cav or from that Javelin Toss from the mercenary Samnite warriors, or both. But now he's going to pull away his Pergamene Noble Cav, which is a brilliant move. The archers are going to pour in some fire, maybe get some cheeky shots on the African pikemen. But you can see that Scutari Cav just got slaughtered by the Pergamene Noble Cav. And now this charge again, I don't know why EuropeanLion is doing this. It looks like the Pergamene Noble Cav got a half decent charge on the enemy Carthaginian Cav. Carthaginian Cav got 3 kills. They're still probably going to lose to this Pergamene Noble Cav. The Galatian swords, more importantly, is going to start losing very decisively. So they're pulling away, it looks like, from this engagement. The African pikemen are going to give chase, and now another Pergamene noble cav piled in here, which is not a move that I would really recommend. This Pergamene noble cav starting to drop pretty quickly now, and the African pikemen going to charge into this and then drop their pikes and start poking around. So he really needs to pull away his Pergamene noble cav. He shouldn't have piled in 2 cav there, and I can see he was trying to do the right thing, like pull away with his Galatian swords and then help support this battle. But it's more to do with the glass cannon nature of the Pergamene noble cav. If they don't get a proper charge, if they got a proper charge on that Carthaginian cav was so destroyed. But now you can see they didn't get a proper charge. The Carthaginian cav was able to stay in the fight, and now this African pikeman just it's a fucking meat grinder. Oh my god, I just want to make those meat grinding sound effects. It's not nice. It's just not nice. Pergamene noble cav lost so many men there. And now this PNC is going to charge, doesn't look like into the rear, it's into the front of mercenary Samnite warriors, and then they're going to try and get a kind of crappy counter charge against the enemy Carthaginian cav. Again, proving to be slightly, quite useful actually so far. They've killed off a lot of cav, killed off 2 cav units, these guys. And then this Pergamene noble cav, which was already depleted, charged into this mercenary Celtic warrior, clobbering like 33 of them bitches right off the charge. And that is just not something that these cheap infantry are really going to like. If he piled in some flaming shot from here, from all the way back there, that he could have killed, routed this mercenary Celtic warrior right off that. Arch is firing in from way downtown. Pretty scenic little volley there. And hitting a lot of these Celtic warriors. Ultimately, that Pergamene noble cav only got 30 kills off of them. And then this... Ooh, the general is forced to chase them down through these narrow corridors, which kind of hindered their own charge. And the archers were pouring in fire from the distance, but it didn't reach them. The African pikemen, I think, have gotten a double XP shoved on by simply being an anti-cav meat grinder. Very unique way that EuropeanLion has made them work. I haven't seen this work too often, but if you're going to have unsupported cav and you're going to have a lot of other melee infantry helping to support there, then I guess the pikes can work that way. The picked pelters now going to fire into the front of African pikemen, and the African pikemen really not going to like this. They don't like this, you guys. Rip pikes. The Balearic Slingers are going to fire into the picked pelters, and they've done a rather decent bit of damage here. And this is just unnecessarily ballsy from Jaw. He's going to use precision shot and quick reload, which means seriously rip pikes. But he's going to lose basically 1400 talents in terms of peltists in the process. Trying to kill off and unsuccessfully killing off an African pikeman in the process. See, you can see this pick pelt is almost done. This pick pelt is at full strength, but you can see they haven't really done too much in terms of killing the enemy pikes. 27 kills here, 17 kills there. I mean, in blade balance, my opinion is pelters should be used as versatile infantry, like quasi-infantry troops, and for that you need to have them accessible until late game, which Jaw essentially ensured that he wouldn't have in this game by pouring them in like that. This is probably very historically accurate, this sort of role, but I don't know, it just doesn't work in blade balance. And when you have enemy Balearic Slingers like this, they're just going to have a field day feasting on the picked pelters. Picked pelters do have good armor, but it's not nearly enough to withstand 3 Balearic Slingers firing into you. Arch is doing well, killing off this African pikeman. This MVP African pikeman is still there. It's still around. It's still ready to chop through enemy cav. The general is really going to clobber through this mercenary Celtic warrior, and I just want to take a quick screenshot here. It's not the quickest, but you know what? That's gonna have to do. I see other people copying my swag. By the way, I see you, Maximus, taking screenshots just like me. I'm about to fine bros your ass. I'm about to copyright, patent infringement, do all that kind of crazy bullshit to you, and even to Patchy, you guys have got it coming for you. So the general charged into the mercenary Celtic warriors, killing off like 50 of them, off the charge, which is just amazing. They are pulling away against Carthaginian cav, going to take a few casualties in the process. Should honestly just countercharge this Carthaginian, kill it off, and then pull away again, which I think that's what they're going to do now. Yeah, they're just going to destroy this Carthaginian cav. and then pull away. Tarantine Cav here have lost some men, but they've gotten some kills as well. I think they probably lost a few men to stray volley or so. The general is in grave danger. Our general is in grave danger, my lord. The Balearic Slingers are going to just destroy them. Yep. Oof. Into their rear too. Fuck me. That's a lot of health damage that they suffered there. Okay. So it's just looking worse and worse for Jaw now. He's only got 3 cav left. And EuropeanLion has 3 cav, but he's got a shit ton of pikes. And Jaw really doesn't have any answer to the pikes, apart from his archers, and the archers are probably out of a lot of their ammo, which is why he needed those pick pelters, which is why charging in those pick pelters like that was not really the best move, in my opinion. So now this African pikemen about to, get their dongers ready, about to have a field day against these Celtic warriors, but the Celtic warriors are just like, nah bro, I was just kidding. Running away, the Pergamene Noble Cav got a charge in on the companion and just whipping them. 15 kills, but starting to drop now. I think it's probably more due to Balearic Slinger fire than anything else. But of course the companion only got 4 kills here. Pergamene Noble Cav now, they're starting to drop very quickly. The the Galatian sword support needs to come in quicker. And there they're in. So now the Pergamene Noble Cav should be able to pull away. It won't be an unscathed pull-out, if anything. The Celtic warriors here are going to get charged at by a Tarantine Cav, but that's not going to be enough. This Galatian Swords is fighting up against some enemy Cav, which is again good. These are all decent enough engagements, but I think the roster really fucked Jaw. The Pergamene Noble Cav General about to... he lost 10 units to that Celtic warrior off the charge. Off the javelin volley. Fucking hell. That's why, man, I don't think bringing 5 Pergamene Noble Cav is a good idea. I think bringing 3 of them or 2 of them and then bringing like 2 Hippaeus Lances or 3 Hippaeus Lances is a good idea. So the Companion Cav lost a lot of men off the charge, but now, they're ready to roam free and they are just going to have an absolute field day, which is why I'm going to put this in. Whoa! Son of a bitch. Hate when it does that. There we go. We do see some Pergamene Noble Cav, I think, PNC on the far side. And these Companion Cav, with their low missile block chance, even though they have high armor, they're going to start to drop very quickly against all of this archer fire. Boom, boom, boom. They're probably down a significant amount. Yeah, I think the Pergamene Noble Cav General charged into them. But that means the General is also dead, which means, General recently died. The Galatian Swords did well. Double XP run for them. But they're going to start wavering now. The archers, they probably killed their own general, to be quite honest. Holy shit, look at the amount of focus fire that just killed off the enemy general. The Pergamene general. African pikemen again dropping very quickly. The Pergamene Noble Cav here getting 16 kills on mercenary Scutari Cav. But yeah, it is going to be Carthage's victory here, because there's no answer to the pikes. And the archers, while they have done quite well for how cheap they are, they just simply won't have enough ammo left to last the day. And the Balearic Slingers, of course, doing really well themselves. 87, 137 kills with 2 of them. I think the third one probably got caught by a Cav charge and died. The Pergamene Noble Cav should pull away. And this Balearic Slinger here has gotten caught by the Galatian Swords. They've also done really well. So yeah, there's no real answer for Jaw against this on-rushing pike grinder here. So he is going to charge into the one solitary melee infantry basically that's left. Going to just absolutely destroy them. But now the pikemen going to drop their Sarissas in front of them. And the Pergamene Noble Cav, poor things. The poor Gamine Noble Cav. It's losing so many units to pikes. A pike line would have really served Jaw well, I think. But I don't know, there's no way you're going to really have a great time with Pergamon against a power faction like Carthage. Yeah, Pergamon is just not the type of faction that can take on Carthage easily. You'd want to go with something that has more variety and, that leads your opponent to... that makes your opponent more unsure of what you'd probably bring. Something like Seleucids or Bactria would... he already picked Bactria, but there's no rule that you can't pick the same faction again. You're going to pick Bactria or something like that. Good use here of Flaming Shot, but it's probably going to affect the Galatian Swords equally as bad. The African pikemen starting to drop now, and you know what? Jaw really did well for for the kind of crappy army that he brought, he did quite well, I have to say. He's going to charge into the general, it looks like. But they are going to crash through, they're going to crash through some of the, I think, Celtic warriors, dropping them down in the process. Yeah, 19 men left. Going to destroy a few of these generals' bodyguard, but I think especially with the Balearic Slinger support, this Pergamene noble cap is basically dead. You know what? He did really well. I have to hand it to Jaw. He did really well. I never would have expected this sort of Galatian, this sort of weird rushy army, not so rushy army from Jaw to work this well, but it made it work. Didn't work completely, but it was a good attempt. General's bodyguard here. The Galatian swords, it would be lovely for them to try and support this battle, but I don't think it's possible. They're caught between a Sarissa and another Sarissa, which is not really a nice place. And yeah, it looks like the pikes are going to just crunch their way to victory for Carthage. Costly enemy victory for EuropeanLion, and he takes home game 2. You can see the pikes, 3 of them still remained. 2 of the pikes got destroyed by the enemy archers in the skirmish line, kind of. Man, if he kept the pick peltis until late game, I think he could have done a lot of damage with them. Oh my god, imagine what kind of a tactical advantage he would have had if he had even 1 pick peltis left, because they would have had 10 ammo, they would be decent in melee, and most importantly, once the general died, with all of these low-tier melee, low-tier units, they could have used Chant, and they could have, increased the morale of all of these units. And all of these units have terrible morale. I think the Tarantine Cap could have been used a lot better, because they could have charged into the enemy Balearic Slingers. I think they were too focused on the left flank. If he moved them behind completely, just like how EuropeanLion did against him with the Scythian Horse Archers, he would have done much, much better with the Tarantine Cap. He could have charged into the Balearic Slingers, killed them off. Look at how many kills they got. They probably killed off more of the Pergamene Noble Cap than maybe even this African Pikeman. But yeah, you guys could see the danger that Pergamene Noble Cav bring to the field now, because at the cost of 1080, they just hammer. They can kill off a total of maybe like 12 to 1300 talents worth of enemy melee cavalry if they get a good charge. Very, very strong units. Very strong units. And Jaw used them decently enough. It's very hard to use 5 of them perfectly, but he did well with 3 of them at the very least. So yeah, fun game to watch again, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. Peace.